Some guys really like Batman, and they had an epiphany. So they all got to work on the next Batman movie. And now they are the heroes, and you get to follow along. They're bringing him to life every week after this song. Batman, Project Batman, Project Batman. Fuck yeah.
And we're back.
With the what was this? That Superman movie or something?
Superman movie?
Is that what we're doing here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Zack Snyder hired us to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because we did a good job with that last movie, I guess.
Did you? And you never saw Man of Steel?
I still haven't seen it now.
I would like to know your opinions on this Man of Steel 2 thing with Batman, but you haven't seen that, so I guess you can't really.
I mean, I'd like to see a Batman Superman film live action, assuming they do it right. They're looking for a grizzled old guy to play Batman.
A grizzled old guy?
Like an older guy, like a grizzled veteran is what they're asking for.
So they want him in that timeline to be older than Superman, than Henry Cavill?
Yeah, I think so.
I would have guessed they'd just try to match their age or whatever. They should have just gone with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's for that universe, I think.
Yeah, well, they've been trying to decide whether or not they can actually fit those two universes together. Like they're trying to put everything into like an Avengers sort of thing, and it'll never work.
Why is that?
Well, one, Ryan Reynolds pretty much said he's not going to be the Green Lantern again because he thought that movie sucked.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You can reboot that.
Yeah,
if they're rebooting Batman.
And I mean, so it's just like, but they wanted to do the whole Avengers thing where you make all these different superhero movies and sort of combine them, and the result is that none of that is ever going to work, and everyone is a miserable failure.
Well, it hasn't even happened yet. How could you know?
I know these things because unless they reboot everything ever, it won't happen. And granted, this is Hollywood, and I mean, a movie doesn't even have to be out for a year for somebody to remake it.
Yeah. I do find it weird that they're introducing Batman. Like, they're not calling it like a Batman Superman movie. It's a Superman movie that they're introducing Batman in. But then they're doing a Justice League movie based off of that, like, as if that'll be enough time with this Batman. I don't know, it's just weird that before Justice League, all we're getting is 2 Superman movies.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I think we're getting a Flash. Or maybe the Flash comes before Justice League? I don't know.
I don't know. I like the part where he runs really fast.
That's probably the whole movie. Just a blur. The movie's like 2 seconds long. It just went by so fast. That's a YouTube video I'm making. The Flash 2015 entire film. It just goes by in a flash.
Awesome. Okay. So, more news on Project Batman related stuff. I've been floating around on Reddit trying to find ourselves a replacement Raish. We've gotten a couple of people who are interested. None of them have actually sent me anything yet. I need the revised edition of the screenplay of Act 1 if I don't already have it.
Well, it's funny you should mention that.
Why is that?
Because that's what I spent my time over the last week working on.
Oh, cool.
But I had a whole thing I was going into before that, so you finish what you're saying.
But yeah, because one of the guys sort of wants an idea of... He wants to make sure that we've got something quality going on before he gets involved in the project. So I want to send him that.
Yeah. Okay. Any other news?
And so we have to figure out something because, okay, so we got a replacement Joker voice. This guy called Lord Jazer. He's on YouTube. He does really good Joker impression. And then, about 2 weeks after he got back to us, it's probably about a week after he got back to us, the first guy I approached, Patrick Gertz, got back to us and was really excited for it. Now, both of these guys are, like, really good, and both of them really want to do it. And so, what I'm thinking we do is we have both of them do it and put it down to a vote.
Fair enough.
That's a good idea.
I mean, it's an audition.
So, we'll see what the fans, all, like, 10 of them.
Yeah.
Actually, because... oh, yeah, that's right, I haven't seen you since this happened. Lord Jazer went ahead and subscribed to our channel on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and when somebody subscribes to somebody, all of their subscribers can see that they subscribed.
Okay.
Lord Jazer has like 4,000 subscribers.
Oh,
So
wow.
in the past like week or so, we've gotten like an additional 12 subscribers on top of our like 30 something that we had.
Awesome.
So we went from like 38 to like 50.
That's awesome.
So I mean that's over a 40% increase actually.
Yeah.
If my math is right, which probably isn't, but whatever. Fuck you people.
We knew. Just keep doing it, and that audience will grow slowly but surely.
Yeah, and so we got a couple of people. Oh, and somebody brought up something interesting, and I have to make a video probably today or tomorrow. And it's a small video about it. Since I posted on Reddit, a lot of people have shown some sort of interest in the suit design, and the design they sent us is actually really cool. It's I guess it's from one of the newer Batman comics, or I think it's Batman Beyond Unlimited, where Bruce actually gives Terry like the prototype Batsuit that he had, and it basically looks exactly like a mix between the old Batsuit and the new Batsuit. It's got like the cape, and the cape's got a red inside, and then it's just like the Beyond suit, but with a slightly different bat symbol. It looks really cool, but the issue is that even though this is a really cool design, and I think it actually looks better than the one we've got, but the fact is that our design is actually based on a design in the story. Like, that we're using that one because it was in Justice League.
Right.
But so I have to show some sort of whoop-de-doo about that because I don't feel like typing it out like 30 times to 30 different people.
Yeah.
And by 30, I mean 2. But
I'd like to see that suit.
it's cool. He emailed it to us.
Okay.
I'll pull up our email.
That sounds really
The,
awesome.
the Project Batman email?
Yeah. It'd be the that one.
That is
pretty
really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
It's really awesome.
But what I'm thinking is that maybe what we can do is throw that design in there just for like a minute or so when Batman's on the computer or whatnot.
Okay. That's something to think about. So yeah, we don't want to make this the active like movie like fight suit.
Right, because of the just because of the our suit's appearance in Justice League, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of depressing because that's really cool. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But it can make an appearance.
yeah, somehow.
We'll figure that shit out.
Ooh, maybe. No, I know it's way too early to be talking about this, but we have thrown this idea around more than once, possibly doing a sequel to this movie.
It is way too early to talk about that.
But we have actually thrown around the idea
Yeah.
once or twice on the podcast. But maybe that could show up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something.
Yeah. So I'm going to go into a thing for a minute. So sorry if I get boring and rambly, but I am going to.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you guys something that I've already told you just for the sake of this. But so, for those of you who don't know, Kevin Smith is somebody who I'm a huge fan of. He made me interested in writing and making movies and just thinking about the way things get made and storytelling and podcasting and stuff like that. Basically, just a big part of my life. His last film is going to be Clerks 3. It was going to be his 10th movie. He just finished the script like a month ago, and he sent it in to have the Weinsteins like look at it to see if they're going to produce it. when he had sent in the script for Zack and Miri Make a Porno to them for the same thing 5 years ago, he was so tired of waiting for that month that he just fucking knocked out a script for Red State, which ended up being like his next movie. And he wrote it in like 3 days because the ideas had just always been there and it just like came out of him. And this time he did the same thing. He had been like just joking about an idea for a movie on a podcast with his buddy. and the idea turned into something that he was like, well, this is actually pretty cool. And so then he sent him the Clerks 3 script and just got to work on the script that he's calling Tusk. And he wrote it within 3 days. And within a week after that, he had sent it to somebody who produces horror movies cheaply. Mm-hmm. And now it's in pre-production. They're going to shoot it in September.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so within a month, there was nothing, and then he got the idea, wrote the script, and it's in pre-production. And it's going to be seen by Sundance, which is in, like, January.
Oh, damn.
That's awesome.
So yeah, he's, like, making 2 awesome movies back-to-back now. Like, he pushed Clerks 3 a little back, not going to Sundance with Clerks 3, but that's fine. It's cool. I mean, it's just really inspiring to, like, know he had a set idea, like, I'm only going to make 10 films, and that's the way it's going to be, and then just him go, you know what, fuck it. Here, I'm going to do this cool little horror movie for cheap, just because I can, and I find it really admirable. So, last week, when we recorded Project Batman, I was really on a high from listening to this, and like you know, I have his fucking handwriting like tattooed on me. Like, yeah, I like to emulate the guy if I can. And I said at the end of the show that I was going to like have a surprise ready for this episode, and the idea that I was going to try to accomplish was I was just going to try to surprise you guys by banging out the entire thing, or just as much of it as I could within the week. Turns out I had to start that paper job a week early. I didn't get to that. Also, I wasn't planning on recording a podcast with like one of my favorite podcast duos. Mm-hmm. I recorded that Wednesday, and it was a really long recording, and I put it up this morning, my podcast. On my other podcast, it's called So Let's Get to the Point. Just spell it out, So Let's Get to the Point .libsyn, LIBSYN.com. That's where you can find all the episodes. But the new episode is called A Gobble D to Geek Hard, because the...
you were on Gobbledygook again?
No, Gobbledygook was on my show this time.
Oh,
but,
neat.
Yeah. So, I spent a lot of time producing that episode, like, and I'm really proud of it. Like, they're 2 guys that I admire and really wanted to have on my show, so I really spent a lot of time making it sound great with a lot of shit, and it took a lot of time, so I wasn't expecting that to happen. A conversation just came up, and one thing led to another, so we made that happen last week, and I spent a lot of time doing that, as well as starting this paper job. So, all this free time I thought I had to bang the script out, I didn't do. All I got done was I rewrote the first 12 pages, our first act so far. I didn't rewrite it, like, start from scratch, but,
right.
You know, it's so funny because if you go back to our episode number 14, it's called the Just Script League. It's after we wrote the first act and took it to the fucking writing class I was in, and they all like reviewed it and said what they didn't like or
mm-hmm.
liked or whatever, criticized lines, and I'm so vehemently defending so many lines just because I had just freshly written them, and here we are 3 months later, and I like go back to the beginning of the script just to like get to the point where I can write new stuff, and like, you know, every other line I read, I'm just like, that could be so much better. That could read so much better. And I don't know, it's just funny when you remove yourself, but you can really see the issues, if there are any or not. And so like I said, I went through those 12 pages again. There's some stuff that's changed, there's some stuff that's added, but now that other thing I was going to say is that fucking podcast with Gobbledygook took up so much of my time. Mm-hmm. One thing I was doing a few months ago that I was trying to juggle while I was doing this with you guys was to write a separate script for indie movie I wanted to shoot when I was working at the thrift shop. Mm-hmm. And it just got to be like so much to think about. I was like, fuck this. If I ever make an indie movie, I'll do it after I'm not committed to this project with these other guys, which is totally cool. I'm all about this, and I can make that movie later. I just need to put 100% of my effort into this. But I think that sort of, at least at this period of time in my life, of where I'm at with just starting these 2 new jobs, that sort of my sort of attitude towards that is going to bleed into this podcast, because I've spent so much energy on that Gobbledygook podcast that I didn't have time to get done what I wanted to get done for this one. So my latest episode of So Let's Get to the Point is one I'm really proud of. It's with people I wanted on for a long time. It's really great. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let that sit for a month. I'm probably not going to put out another episode unless it's like I record an hour and don't want to edit it or something with Tom or something, just a free-flowing, no guest, no like real specific guest episode. But what I'm saying is, until August 28th, which is our 6 months of having this podcast out, I'm not going to focus on So Let's Get to the Point. I'm definitely not going to focus on another script, which I haven't done in months. So any free time I have around these 2 jobs that I just started, I'm going to try to get, even if it's really shitty, it'll give us something to work off of. A draft, a entire script, but the first draft of it, and it'll still be lots of work after that point. Right. But I'd like to try to get that done, and that'll be a really good reason to be celebrating something 6 months in. But if I'm going to commit to try to get that done by 6 months in, then you guys have to promise me you're going to get this animatic done by 6 months in.
And that means that you have to get off your fucking ass, Sean, to do those drawings. And then I have to fucking corral some voice actors, and in an emergency situation, I will be able to at least throw in a passable Ra's al Ghul impression for the purposes of the trailer. But I'm gonna try and get us like a voice actor who can actually do the role. Yeah,
I like your Ra's al Ghul though. Like, it works for
yeah, it works. It works.
It definitely wouldn't work for a final movie, but yeah.
Just like your Joker wasn't that bad either.
I'd
take it.
Yeah, it's no final product, but I mean, I don't think we're gonna have any problem with a Joker. I mean, so
Talia for that then.
Yeah, and the lady playing Talia got back to us with her new lines.
Yeah.
So and
how was
it? Did really good actually.
Yeah.
So we've got Talia's finalized dialogue for the trailer, her one line in the trailer. But we have it now, so that's more than we had.
That's awesome.
And so what we're trying to do is, I'm trying to get a hold of what's his face that's playing Batman. These are things that really haven't come up on the podcast. I don't think we haven't really talked much about our voice actors just because nothing had been finalized.
Yeah. Do we want to put our if that's going to be our Talia, so she's going to be our Talia?
Yes.
Okay.
At least insofar as the trailer, but she seems really, really interested in the movie because.
But she gets back with you quick.
Yeah, she does. Okay, let me explain to you a bit about our Talia. She's on YouTube.
Do we want to play some right now?
Yeah, sure. Basically, she has a YouTube channel, Kazumi Dubs. She generally does anime dubs, and of course, I'm going to guess you're going to loop in the audio afterwards, or whatever.
We can just play it on here. It'll pick up.
But
we can talk about it. Like, that way we can just talk about it right after it plays.
Let's see if I can find it.
Or we can play her audition or her new lines that she recorded for the trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a part of the development process.
Right.
Between last week and this one.
I know you loved her, but I cannot believe you did not save a picture of me as well.
Talia,
birthday, Bruce. Roast pheasant with truffled risotto, just like we shared in that little bistro in Milan.
I can't eat that anymore.
I'm sorry, I didn't think.
It's been years, Talia. It seems the Lazarus Pit agrees with you.
Time has not tempered your sarcasm, beloved. My father used the Lazarus Pit as a crutch. It is a gift, Bruce. One that must be used wisely. A gift I would now share with you.
A superstitious, cowardly lot. You missed a great show. The music, the action. What are you eating? It smells gorgeous.
Terry, this is Talia, an old friend. Talia.
I've been aware of Mr. McGinnis for some time. With a new Batman in action, I knew he had to be someone close to you. Terry was the only candidate.
I've heard about you too. You're the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, one of the old man's worst enemies from way back. You helped the original Batman fight Raz one last time in the near apocalypse of '09. For the last couple of decades, you've been putting your father's money to work cleaning up the mess he made. Current residence is a 200-acre estate on New Cuba. What? Did you think I was down here playing vid games?
Very thorough, Terry. Though father's name was pronounced Raish, not Raz. A common mistake.
That was awesome. That was awesome because we got an audition and some like background on or like some mythology on our story.
Yeah, I mean that's it's pretty cool that she was already familiar with the exact scenario that we're portraying here, and like it says in the description of her video there that she grew up watching the DCAU and it's just like it's been such a huge part of her life. So. And I was just like, I think my comments down there, it's just like, hey, you wouldn't happen to be interested in playing Talia in a DCAU fan movie, would you? And she's just like in all caps, absolutely. Just like, okay. But yeah, she got back to us with her line, and I'm thinking that she will be a good Talia for us.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I was sold. So, cool.
Yeah, and so we've got her. We've got a pretty decent Batman. I'm trying to get back in touch with him because he sent us some lines, but there were a lot of audio problems, and so he said he was going to try and re-record them, and I haven't gotten back. He hasn't gotten back to us since with the re-recording. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we can. Hopefully we can get in touch with him again soon. We're still trying to find a Raish, still trying to find an Alfred. We got somebody that wants to audition for Superman. So if we do the Superman cameo, then he says he can do a good Superman. I told him to send us what he's got.
Cool.
But yeah, so I'm trying to find some more voice actors. Since this is something that wasn't documented, we actually had a really talented voice actor that unfortunately was. After offering himself up as a voice actor, turned out that he was too busy to actually be able to do anything for the project. So he ended up having to leave, and so we've been trying to get that working since he left. And I think we've recovered from that for the most part.
Yeah, my emotional scars are healing.
We just need to find a good Ra's al Ghul because unfortunately he's the only Ra's al Ghul impression that I've seen that was remotely close to the animated series version of it. Everything is like the Arkham City version or whatever, but I cannot find any record of somebody being able to do an animated series impression. So I'm looking around for that, and I got a couple of people who say they might give it a shot.
Why don't we just contact the actual voice actor?
It might actually be worth it. I don't know what David Warner does these days.
David Warner.
You know, he was the professor in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Really?
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul was the professor in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's awesome. Let's just go to contactanyscelebrity.com. I'll sign in.
Hi there, this is Monique.
Shut up, you Monique.
Other unrelated Batman news, but Michael Ansara, the guy who played Mr. Freeze in the animated series, passed away this week.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was like 91.
Hell of a performance.
Yeah. I think Kevin Smith and Paul Dini put together another podcast just for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going over A Heart of Ice.
All right, David Warner.
Is there like a phone number?
Hold on. We've got an address, and it's in the UK.
Yeah, he's a British actor.
Should we write him?
I think we should write him.
All right.
Just for the hell of it. I mean, come on, what's going to happen?
I'm going.
Worst case scenario, either he says no. Second worst case scenario, he says yes, but charges $50,000 or more.
All right. Well, I just sent it to you. So, anyway. All right. So, do you guys want to go over those first 12 pages to see if? I mean, you said that guy was questioning quality. Do you want?
Let's do it.
Do you want to read
Let's
it?
do it.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
I want to see what you got. Because, I mean, there has been a lot of story development since then, even in the first act.
Yeah. There's only one thing we added in that I wasn't sure exactly how to do, and I'm not sure ultimately if we're even going to do it, but we had at one time that we would.
Was it something about extending the dialogue about the Batsuit?
No. But we might do that too.
Yeah.
Or that'll be in a following scene, probably. Alright. Do we want to play roles again, or do you guys want me to read it all, or?
I guess we could do roles. That's always fun.
Okay. I'm going to be the narrator then. And you're going to be Raish.
Okay.
You're going to be the alchemist.
Okay.
And so, as we continue, you'll be Ubu.
And Ubu kind of sounds like this.
Ooh, kind of sounds like this.
I'll play Joe, even though I don't know what he sounds like.
Kind of a Brooklyn accent, if I remember correctly. A lot of people in Gotham have a Brooklyn accent. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people leave New York for Gotham. Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Who's Batman and who's Gordon?
I'll do Gordon.
Okay. I almost want to hear your Batman.
As would I.
Alright, you're gonna be Robber 1.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be Robber 2, Sean.
Awesome.
And then you're Bruce / Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So you're Alfred, Sean. And then that's it. Now, also, I was talking with my friend Will Penley, who I've had on my other podcast a few times. He's a great writer, and we were going over some of Nolan's scripts,
Mm-hmm.
and we noticed that when Batman is Batman, it says Batman, but when he's just Bruce Wayne, it says Wayne. Now, the reason this is, and I've changed it in our script to Bruce and Batman, the reason this is because you're giving it to an actor, so if they need to change who they're being or how they're portraying a character in some way, then you have to write the voice accordingly. So if he's out in the city being Batman, he's Batman. But if he's in the Batcave in the Batsuit and just Alfred is there, he's not going to talk to Alfred in the Batman voice. He's going to talk in the Bruce voice. So you put Bruce, even if he's in the Batsuit in the Batcave.
At the end of this episode, we should play the Batman dialogue we've got.
Do you want to play it now?
No, I think it's a good way to close.
Okay. What Batman dialogue?
CAC 361's audition tape.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alright. Batman Immortal. Fade in. Interior. Alchemist's cabin. Night. A room is dimly lit by candles. An alchemist, 40s, pours a powder from a mortar and pestle into a black liquid, which begins glowing a bright white. He caps the vial. Superimpose. Ostia, Italy, 1463. A knock on the door. The alchemist, surprised, walks to the door and opens it with caution. Angle on the alchemist.
What's the meaning of this? I'm leaving with the next batch in the morning.
You're not going anywhere.
What is this about? Who are you?
The camera spins around to reveal a shadowy figure. Any Batman fan will recognize the silhouette of Ra's al Ghul.
My name is Ra's al Ghul, and you know exactly what this is about.
Ra's glances at the glowing container on the desk opposite. As the alchemist speaks, he reaches for a staff that is propped up next to the door. It has the words, "Shadows seek the brightest light," in Latin, inscribed on it.
I think I do, but you won't stop it this time.
He attacks with the staff, striking at the head. Ra's unsheaths a sword to counter. He steps into the light, and an intense duel begins. They are equally skilled in combat. After 30 seconds of countering one another, the alchemist grabs a fluid-filled beaker. He breaks it over Ra's head. Ra's stumbles back, yelling in pain.
Ah!
The alchemist takes advantage of the moment, using his staff to pin Ra's body against the wall, lifting the broken beaker to Ra's throat. Ra's, dripping with chemicals, flinches, preparing for death. After a moment, he opens his eyes, realizing he's still alive. The alchemist releases Ra's, who falls to his knees, panting. His sword lies inches from his hand.
Leave this place and take none of my creation. I've just spared your life. Use this time I've granted you to serve your planet.
The alchemist turns and walks away from Ra's.
As you wish.
In one smooth motion, Ra's spins from his position on the floor to standing upright facing the alchemist, sword in hand. The alchemist's body falls from where it stood. We hear a head roll across the floor as Ra's sheaths his sword. Exterior, alchemist's cabin, night. Ra's silhouette exits the house, a glowing vial in one hand and the alchemist's staff in the other. An explosion. The house is engulfed in flames. We focus in on the evil glow of Ra's eyes as he continues into the night. Interior Ra's fortress, night. The silhouette of Ra's al Ghul walks away from us, in very much the same manner he exited the alchemist's house. He surveys a map that covers a stone wall. The room is a sandstone color, lit by torchlight. Superimpose. New Cuba, 2009. Ra's stares at the map. The city directly in front of him is labeled Gotham. At his side, Ubu, his assistant, hands Ra's a vial. This glows orange.
The first batch.
Ra's walks across the room to a glass chamber that seems soundproof, as there is a man inside who looks to be yelling in despair. Ra's inserts the vial into an adjacent computer, hits a few keys, and presses the execute button. The man continues to beg silently for a beat. Ra's looks on apathetically, waiting. The room begins to fill with an orange glass. Cut to Ra's before it reaches the man. A sinister smile creeps across his face.
I've done it.
He turns to face Ubu.
Keep making more.
For who? Who's first?
It doesn't matter. We have 8 days.
Gotham?
Not yet. I want to ensure they have time to panic.
We now see the full chamber behind him, filled with orange gas. Again, we focus in on Ra's eyes. The music swells, and we fade into the opening credits. During the credits, we watch short sequences of our hero, Batman, fighting classic villains, Joker, Bane, Poison Ivy, etc. The nostalgic images remind us of Batman the Animated Series. With our last credit, we settle on Interior, Joe's Tavern, Gotham City, night. Angle from the street. We see the store's manager, Joe, say goodnight to the guests he's holding the door open for. When they leave, he flips the sign on the window to closed, and the wheels of a vehicle pull up to the curb. The feet that step out belong to Gotham Police Commissioner James Gordon, who approaches the small diner and knocks. Joe opens the door for Gordon. "You're not losing it, are you, Commissioner? New Year's is still a few months off."
Thanks for staying up, Joe. Is he here?
They walk toward the corner booth. "I haven't seen him yet. Maybe duty called. There's always someone up to no good out there. I'm sure he'll be here soon. It ain't the end of the world yet."
Too bad.
Joe gasps as they reach the booth. Batman is sitting comfortably against the wall, sipping coffee from a mug.
Maybe then we'd finally get a night off.
Holy hamburgers, Batman, you nearly gave me a heart attack.
Speaking of which, a double please, Joe, with bacon.
Coming right up, Chief. Joe exits.
Long night?
Thanks to you, believe it or not, speeding tickets and jaywalking weren't the reasons I got into this business.
You would have preferred to bring Scarecrow back to Arkham? While wearing tights?
I prefer to not have to do any of it.
What are you saying?
I don't know how much longer I'll be able to do this, old friend.
Gotham needs you, Jim.
Stop projecting. You defuse every situation before we even get there. GPD is such a safe job these days that even Barbara is showing interest in a position. Could you imagine that?
Barbara wearing a uniform? That'll be the day.
Gordon sighs and takes a beat before announcing.
Anyway, I've made up my mind. I'm retiring at the end of the year. Considering our history, I wanted you to be the first to know.
Gordon's radio goes off. All officers in the area, we have a 211 silent alarm going off at Gotham First Bank and Trust.
Yeah, got it. Well, that's mine.
Batman is already gone. A few dollar bills are slipped under the mug.
Go get him, Bruce.
Interior Gotham First Bank and Trust, night. Two shadowy figures set up a device next to the bank vault.
Which one am I?
It doesn't matter. One is the scared one, two's the badass.
I'll be the scared one.
Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Shut your yellow trap. They got no idea we're here. Do you hear an alarm?
What about once we get this open?
Right then, Robber 2 gets the vault open, causing red lights to flash.
I guess we better hurry then.
Oh no, what do we do?
Put the money in the bag, then get the hell out of here.
Robber 2 moves into the vault as one surveys the bank.
This is madness. I didn't sign up for this. The police could be here any minute. Or worse.
I can't believe Thorne sent me with the one guy who's still afraid of...
He's cut off by Batman crashing through the window behind Robber 1, who spins around to see Batman towering over him, looking him in the eye. One drops his bag in the cash, holding his arms over his head in fear.
I surrender! I give up! Go after him!
Robber 2 is running for the door, bag full of cash in hand. Batman. Batman drops in front of him. 2 immediately starts attacking, but Batman easily counters everything. After toying with him for a moment, Batman knocks him out and smirks, a situation easily diffused. Bam! We hear a shot, and a bullet grazes Batman's arm. His smirk turns to pain, then quickly to anger. Robber 1 is shooting at Batman, quivering with fear. Batman spins around to face 1 at the teller windows, and as soon as he does, BAM! A bullet hits Batman square in the chest and he falls to the floor.
Did I get him? Gee whiz, I got him! I'm moving up this time for sure.
Robber 1 picks up his bag of cash and runs toward the front door. Batman stands up quickly and tries to run after him, but quickly falls to his knees. Panting, he notices the sound of sirens approaching the building. His vision blurs as Robber 1 escapes.
I'm sorry, Jim.
Batman uses what strength he has left to raise his grappling gun and exit through the window he entered from. Interior, Batcave, later. Alfred Pennyworth enters the Batcave with a tray of food. As he reaches the bottom of the stairs, the Batmobile skids to a stop. The hatch to the Batmobile opens on opposite side of Alfred.
You're in quite early, but I do know how you look forward to macaroni night.
Bruce stumbles out of the car, grabbing onto the hood for support. His cowl is removed, and his suit is visibly bloody. Angle on Alfred as we hear the tray of food crash to the ground.
Oh my, what happened?
Alfred runs to his aide, helping him to the operating table.
Rough night.
As they speak, Alfred cuts the length of the Batsuit to access his torso, removes the bullet, and wraps his wounds.
Who did this, sir? I trust you responded properly.
I'm getting slower, Alfred.
To be fair, we expected that. If we had a fountain of youth handy, I'd have jumped in long ago.
Foreshadowing.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Why not give it up? At least take a break until I'm gone. We could go on holiday till then.
You know I can't do that.
Right. More fair that I have to live to see another Wayne get killed.
Am I getting too old?
After a beat, Alfred sighs.
You're pushing 50, sir. It's a shock you've made it this far. Going like you have, maybe it's time to train another...
No. Not after what happened to Tim.
Bruce looks forlornly at Robin's suit encased in glass. We hear the faint echo of the Joker's laugh. Alfred wraps the last bandage and instinctively cleans up.
Sometimes, whether we like to admit it or not, there are too many signs for us to ignore, sir.
I can't just quit. I need to do something.
Alfred picks up the bloody rag that was the Batsuit.
While this one was your last spare, you'll need a new suit before you can do anything else.
Bruce lights up. We can't see the bulb, but it's there.
Alfred!
Did I say something, sir?
Bruce is still looking at Robin's suit.
Your genius never ceases to amaze me. You're absolutely right.
Oh, yes? After all, you've been fighting arch-nemesis for the better part of 2 decades.
I do need a new suit.
Oh, of course you do, sir.
Exterior, Paris, in a park. Day. The silhouette of a biplane against a sunny sky is revealed to be a toy, held and guided by a small French boy. He laughs as he runs through the park, surrounded by families enjoying their day out. The Eiffel Tower stands in the distance. As the boy plays, an object falls in front of him. Angle on the innocent, befuddled boy from the POV of the fallen object. An actual biplane silhouette crosses the sun behind him. From an aerial view, we see a thick, orange gas cloud engulf the entirety of the city. Millions of voices scream in unison, briefly, before the gas evaporates, leaving the city in silence. The biplane flies across the screen, away from the city. Interior, Batcave, day. Bruce finishes welding something. Alfred stands by, faithfully. They both remove their welding masks.
That should do it.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
We pan back to reveal a mechanical armored Batsuit. It is nearly twice as big as his previous, less conspicuous outfit.
What about this could be bad?
You were shot in the chest 7 days ago, sir.
You should probably be out of the way. I might want some macaroni to celebrate.
Hint taken. Do be careful, sir.
I'll be fine.
I'm at the cave. I just finished cleaning the bloodbath from your last accident yesterday.
Alfred exits. Bruce triumphantly gets in his new toy in a fast cut of intricate high-tech steps. He excitedly approaches the Bat computer to initiate his high-tech obstacle course. When he tries to press the buttons, his armor blocks the keys. Frustrated with this anticlimactic change of pace, Bruce retracts the armor and punches a few buttons on the Bat computer. He smirks as the armor unfolds again. Training. Level 10. Initiate. The obstacle course begins. Targets reveal themselves. He performs incredibly, hitting targets with hidden projectiles. Targets appear all around him. He moves more quickly, grunting, struggling to hit all the targets. Bruce pushes himself, trying for a perfect score. He misses a few. He yells in agony as he strains to hit every target. He falls backward, suffering from overwhelming pain. As he struggles to get back up, Alfred enters, runs to his side, and begins helping Bruce remove the suit, starting with the helmet.
Let it go, sir.
I can't. Too heavy.
Try to rest.
Even with the added strength, I can't move around in this.
I'm afraid there's even worse news.
Alfred turns on the television. The news displays images of an empty Paris from above. The rapture. Some are saying it's nuclear war, while others are suggesting alien abduction.
Oh, God.
Perhaps we won't have to worry about our age for much longer.
A whole city of people just disappeared? How is that possible?
The whole world's in a panic.
Bruce stands up.
And my guess is that someone out there is delighted by that.
You couldn't possibly think that finding out who falls under your responsibility.
Bruce walks closer to the Bat computer, staring.
It couldn't hurt to take a look.
Might I suggest?
Who has reason to attack Paris?
Master Bruce.
They call it the City of Love.
Sir.
Whoever did this wants mass hysteria. They're probably nowhere nearby, but it's the only logical place to start.
Bruce pivots and begins toward his flying ship, the Batwing.
Bruce Wayne.
He stops. not used to an outburst of this volume from Alfred.
You nearly gave yourself a heart attack not even 5 minutes ago. Please, Master Wayne, take one night to rest in your bed in your parents' house, and I'll make a big breakfast in the morning before you leave again to go get yourself killed halfway around the world.
Bruce stares at his feet, taking in these words. He looks then to Alfred, and from him to the news footage, the Batwing, the helmet next to the bat armor on the floor, and finally back at Alfred. He nods reluctantly, and Alfred walks him up the stairs, exiting the Bat Cave. The lights cut off, leaving images of the news glowing on the TV screen.
I like it. There's a few things, but other than that, yeah, no, it's good.
Okay.
I like the changes.
Alright, cool. Only things I had a question about.
I think the news report should be a few more sentences long.
Yeah, okay. Definitely. Well, you also have to remember that in about 60 seconds they're going to be watching the news again at breakfast and it's much more detailed.
Yeah, but they're going to be watching a lot of news. I'm thinking it has to be just enough to give him an idea of, oh shit, something.
It has to be enough time for us to be able to show that nothing's in Paris.
Right.
Like on the news footage on the TV. So, yeah, we can make that report longer. And he can sort of just... That line was sort of just to signify that news was happening.
Right.
It can go on for as long as we need it to. Also, Alfred is removing a bullet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That, and the only thing I didn't know how to implement, or that I couldn't think of right in the moment, or didn't want to take the time to figure out, is we had been arguing near the beginning, not arguing, but debating about, like a scene where Batman figures out something cleverly, and then this bank robbery scene happens, and that's where he fucks up. And then we talked more about that, and we were like, okay, let's just rewrite the bank scene to, like, he catches he gets the first guy down. We can make that in a clever way, but he wasn't quick enough to not get shot. And I think if we could still do that, that would be good, because the way it reads is like the way he gets down the first guy is like he has no problems physically whatsoever.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets shot, but then you see him try and move out of the way and he gets hit again.
Wait, Batman gets shot?
Well, yeah, he gets shot in the arm the first time, and he turns and he tries to get out of the way, but he can't.
Okay. But I was thinking like the robber 1 or robber 2 that he takes out, he's just like beating him up and like just blocking all this guy's punches, which I guess isn't abnormal. Like, it's not like he's going to lose all of his abilities, but
Hold on, I've got it.
Okay.
The robber guy is getting away, and you know that those things that they have the poles with the stretchy fabric in between them that they use to sort of fill the lines.
Mm-hmm.
The robber's running away, like trying to get through those, and Batman shoots a grappling hook through a couple of them and pulls it and tangles him and all that crap.
Okay.
But then he manages to get out. But then after Batman gets shot, he manages to get out of all that crap.
Okay. Well, it's robber 1 that gets away.
I thought we were gonna. I think it'd be better if both of them ended up getting away at the end of it.
Okay.
It would have a little more impact if Batman's failure with one cascaded into a total failure with both.
Okay. I just like the idea that at the end of the movie, only having the one guy that he goes to stop, like that guy got.
Oh yeah,
that guy got cocky.
Okay. But then, what was the other thing that
in here?
Yeah,
there's one other thing I wanted to address too, but I can't think of what it is now.
I noticed you extended the Alchemist dialogue with Raish. I think either you extended it too far or you didn't extend it enough. If it's going to be longer than one line, I think it should be a couple, or it should be one line.
Alright, hold on.
Oh, and we mentioned in the thing that Raish has to, when we were talking about Raish's flashback, he has to get that paper.
Paper.
The paper describing what the vial is. Like, the chemical makeup of it, because that's how he figures out. Yeah, like, he goes to the desk and he looks at the thing and he notices the paper and he looks at it and he's like, impossible, or something like that. Because we had mentioned that when I rewrote the fight scene. Well, I don't know if we want to keep that, but if we do, we should probably show that here.
Okay.
And then we don't have to go into too much detail about it later.
Yeah. I just don't want to kill the flow of that crazy drama with like a... Oh, what's this item?
Yeah, but if you have him look at... He goes...
Wait. I got it. Okay. This fight between them as he enters the alchemist's house. You know, they fight for a second, and then we could have Raish, like, sort of incapacitate the alchemist for a moment, and he just walks up to the desk. And that's when he looks down and he, like, is looking at the piece of paper with all, like, the ingredients or info or whatever, and that's when we have this moment. And then, like, he's just sort of looking down at this and, like, taking it in, and he sort of grabs the piece of paper and is reading it. And then he thought he incapacitated the alchemist, and the alchemist, like, continues the fight from behind him, like, oh, surprised, it continues. So then Raish already has the info about everything. Then the fight can go on as planned, and then when he exits, he has everything, and we haven't lost that quick turnaround of drama that ends the scene.
Maybe. But what the idea that came to my head at the same time was this, was that we have the fight that's normal, and he actually picks up the vial and he goes to destroy it. Because remember, he's not there to steal the cure for the Black Plague. He's there to stop it.
Right.
And I suppose he goes to uncap the vial and gets ready to pour it on the ground, and he looks at the paper, and he looks at the... And he's just sitting there like, that's impossible. And he puts the cap back on the vial. He notices he can use it. He's there to destroy it and make sure that it doesn't get disseminated. He doesn't know what's in the shit. All he knows is what it does.
Okay.
But I think he should find it out and then realize, oh shit.
Okay.
I can kill everyone with this.
Then that's the moment. We can still do what I was saying, but that's the moment we have, is like he sort of just, like, you know, holds the alchemist back for a minute or whatever, just sort of, and goes to have it destroyed. And as he's about to destroy it, that's when he's, like, looking down at it or whatever, and he's just like then he gets like, oh shit, like, whatever you're saying, like, I can use this. And then as he's realizing that, then the fight can commence, and then that way we don't need to... I like what you're saying. I like having an idea, a moment of, like, displaying that he has figured out we can use this.
But, like, have it in the middle of the fight as opposed to the end of it?
Yeah, because, I mean, the fight's going on for 30 or 40 seconds anyway. It's like it's a little action scene. So, I mean, if we could just sort of break up the action with one little, like, 10 or 15 seconds of you thinking the fight's over, and then Raish finding out something that informs the story, and then, oh shit, the fight's not over.
Issue with that.
Okay.
Raish isn't going to beat him to unconsciousness. Raish is going to kill him before he does anything else.
Okay, well, not beat him to unconsciousness.
But like, he's not going to... Raish will not think the fight is over until he sees blood on the ground.
But this is 500 years ago. He's not that guy yet.
Well, kind of he is.
Okay. I guess he is trying to stop the Black Plague.
Yeah, he's trying to keep the Black Plague going, and he instantly realizes that he can weaponize this stuff he's here to destroy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think whatever happened to Raish to make him the way that he is now happened before this.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right.
So I'm thinking probably the whole Raish revelation thing would work best after the fight. Like, he would go to kill the alchemist and then destroy the plague cure, And then he would realize that that's a dumb idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, how could we have him and the audience think that the alchemist is dead, and then, you know, like have a J.J. Abrams moment? Oh, he's not dead. Fight's still on.
Actually, here's my thing on that. Let's not do that in this fight. One, this fight is so short. I mean, it's not very long, especially compared to the 4-minute or so sequence at the end of the film.
Yeah.
And two, we do that at least one other time in the movie. We don't want to do that with every single fight scene.
We do what one other time, maybe?
Actually, the whole making somebody think the fight is over and then it's not. Actually, that happens in almost every fight scene. It happens in the ambush. We think Ubu's done, but he's not. It happens at the end.
It happens in every good fight scene, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so many common tropes you can have in a fight scene, as far as, like, playing with the audience's emotions. Make them think the bad guy's gonna win. Make them think somebody's dead and they come back.
But I'm thinking if we do that too often in the same film, then people are going to realize, oh shit, none of these fights are over at any point.
Until we kill Alfred, and then we're like, okay, they are committing to something.
Maybe I'm just not sure. I like the whole. It's out of character for Raish, is what it feels like.
Okay.
Is that he
even if he just thinks he knocked him out, like that he's done? Maybe he thinks he can use this man. Okay.
No. I mean, he's obviously there to kill him because, well, I don't know. Maybe he could potentially see the use in that, but no, he couldn't because at this point he's young enough. He's not looking for an heir.
Yeah.
That was what use he saw in Batman.
Yeah.
Here he just sees the alchemist as an enemy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this line here with the alchemist, I think I do, but you won't stop it this time. Mm-hmm. I think that should either be longer or shorter.
Okay.
I don't know why, it's it's bugging me the length that it is.
Okay.
But I'm thinking...
I remember sitting and debating a lot to myself about what that particular line would be in regard to, in response to Raish, and I don't really know my reasoning right now, but that's what I settled on in the moment. I agree with you. It doesn't sound exactly right, but I figured it out. I mean, I was trying to sort of denote, is that the right word, that there was like a history to what's been going on between the two of them, even though they've never met before. Like, the Raish had been stopping what the alchemist had been doing, but I don't know. I mean, you guys are writers too, so by all means, suggest whatever.
Because the way I had it before, or the way you had it before, anyway, the way it was done before was that he just says, "I think I do," and reaches slowly for the staff as he's saying this. Maybe because he doesn't think that this person is. He knows that whoever this is means business, but if he actually goes forth and says something more than that, then...
I mean, I see your point, but it feels like without the "but you won't stop it this time," you don't get the feeling that he's been trying to stop this guy before.
Right, so we need something that accomplishes what that line does, but it just kind of feels awkward.
Yeah, and I didn't want to give out too much information to be like spelling out why this guy's there, because I mean, the alchemist and Raish aren't thinking about an audience, you know, like they're not going to give unnecessary information in a scene like that. So I was just trying to make it vague and let them say something had been going on. But okay,
I got the line. Scratch what we got.
Okay.
And he says, "So you finally found me, then."
Oh, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
And then he attacks.
There you go. Okay.
That's perfect.
So, you finally found me, then. Yeah, I like that a lot more.
There we go.
Yeah, it doesn't feel awkward.
Yeah. So, yeah, last week, I was really bummed when I started that paper out because I was so... I don't know, I really wanted to wow you guys with not even knowing that I was working on something and like I wanted to have a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll have a lot. Even if I come back with like fucking 20, 50 pages, not the whole thing, it'll be good.
That'll still wow me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the thing with the paper, we need to make the paper with the whole Black Plague cure and Raish's realization and all that stuff. Got to throw that in there somehow, at least, because it does come up later. At least how
Can
it
we
got now.
can we somehow still keep that moment in the fight? Like,
Can he like see the paper when he's getting choked out or something?
or like he's about to destroy it and the alchemist is like, don't you know what that is? Or don't you know what's in that? Or I don't know. I don't want that to be... I want the button on the inside of that house be his head rolling across the floor. Cut to him exiting with the solution and the staff.
I see that, but I think an actual better button would be Raish realizing the significance of what he's about to destroy. Because, I mean, that's... I mean, he went in there to do something and killed somebody and realized...
I got it.
Okay.
During the final fight with Batman, before they get down to business, he's explaining all this anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can just explain it then. Cut to... After I killed him, I noticed that I went to destroy it and saw how valuable it was and what was in it. And just while he's sort of describing that, we just show a visual of that takes 5 seconds. I don't know if...
But how does that flow this into the next scene?
This?
Well, if we don't show that at all here,
Mm-hmm.
how does this scene flow into the next scene where he has the vial? Because
It
we
makes
don't...
you,
we
makes
do-
you it makes you want to connect the dots.
But...
He has the vial at the end of this scene. He's walking out of the house with it. We just don't know why. He's going to explain that at the end. That's how...
Or even better, we don't show the vial at all.
Just do the whole thing at the end.
Just show what happened and what... Now I'm trying to think of how we could get this to work and make the scene at the beginning still relevant. But if we could eliminate any mention of the vial at all from the 1463 flashback and then introduce it later when Raish is explaining what's going on.
Or we could still have it there. Like, I like the scene beginning with the alchemist, like, making something and it glows, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And then, like, you can just have Raish leave with a glowing something, and it's still, like...
But then it looks like automatically his goal was to come and steal it.
And it's fine if the audience thinks that, as long as later in the movie, when we go back to this, he explains that he had no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keeps them thinking.
Yeah. I mean...
It's a good idea.
Misguiding the audience to
like a red herring.
explain it at the end is what a lot of...
Okay. Yeah, you sold me. Good.
Okay. That's sort of... That feels better. Well, that's what we have right now.
Cool.
I like it. I like that a lot.
God damn it. I'm gonna read it through before next time and figure out what the other issue was, because there was something.
Okay.
Maybe when future Ken listens to this and takes the notes, he'll figure it out.
Exactly.
Good luck, future Ken.
Future Ken appreciates your acknowledgement that he exists. Future Ken doesn't like his job right now. As far as editing. Writing is fine.
Otto and I are sorry, future Ken.
It's cool.
Sean speaks... Past Sean speaks only for himself.
So until next time, boys and girls.
Batman does not eat nachos!
Reddit show gets so
I
fucking
can bet Chris
weird.
sat there and watched all of it.
I watched last night. Somebody showed me Aquaman's rousing song of heroism. It's disturbing.
I don't know what that is.
It's disturbing.
Hey, what's the thing we were playing at the end of this? At the end of this episode?
Oh, the voice
Oh yeah, hold on, and those could be our Batman lines. I don't know,
Okay,
okay,
yeah,
well,
we could just do that.
but
Is he on here?
yes.
Here, you find it.
I think it's either this one or the next one. The next one's like a little monologue of his.
I'm getting slower, Alfred. I need a new suit. Something like this.
Okay, and then go to the back, and then there's another email that he did. Kyle Sarnecki, Batman Test Line 2.
I was only 8 years old when my parents were killed. A helpless child. But it's been almost 40 years since then, and every day of those 40 years I have spent forging myself into a weapon of justice. But what has it accomplished? Millions dead inside of a few days, and I'm just as helpless now as I was then.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That was just some test audio I sent him. I was like, here, do these lines.
That's awesome.
I was thinking that was what Batman says to Talia.
Yeah. His name's Kyle Zarmecki?
Something like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you that. Pick something else.
Kyle Azar.
He has the same initials as Kevin Conroy.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Who would you guys cast as Batman? If they went older? John Hamm.
On hand, that's good.
You're the second person I've heard say John Hamm.
I actually took that from Kevin Smith.
And you're the third person I've heard say John Hamm.
If they were doing like Dark Knight Returns, like old, I would say Bruce Willis would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's too old for like a Superman movie Batman.
Clint Eastwood is often referenced as if they did a live-action Batman Beyond movie. He would be the perfect old Bruce Wayne.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
He does have the right face.
Mm-hmm. And the right grumbly, gruff, I hate everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Let's
know.
take his style off from Gran Torino.
I don't know who I would cast.
I don't know.
Ricky Gervais.
Gervais?
Yeah, kind of dumpy, funny British comedian.
All Batman would talk about was how God doesn't exist.
There you go. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. Me neither.
I mean, definitely for older Batman, I'd stick with your grandmother there and tell him to lose weight, but do Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell could work.
He could. I'd watch that. Weird Al. Weird Al is Batman. Bye.